I just can't take no pleasure in killing. Just some things you gotta do. Don't mean you have to like.
I like to dissect girls. Did you know I'm utterly insane?
You want to know what happens to an eyeball when it gets punctured? You got any idea how much blood jets out of a guy's neck when his throat's been slit?
Whatever you do, don't fall asleep.
What is up, everyone? DJ Nubis here with you on the Metal Time Radio podcast with my ghoul brother from another ghoul mother, Mr. Tony of the Dead. And we are the Ghouls of Midnight. We're every week, well, most of the time when we're not sick or busy doing other shit, we alternate picks, pick a movie, past, present, or future to review and give you our thoughts on our films that we chose. And sometimes it can be good, and sometimes it can be bad. This time around at episode 111, I chose 1992's Innocent Blood. Hadn't seen it in quite a long time. Normally, I would show you a trailer, but because copyright is these days can be a little tricky. I have to watch what I use for trailers, so unfortunately unable to give you a trailer for that. But you can find it on YouTube for sure. It is directed though by John Landis, familiar name, starring Anne Palirod, Robert Loggia, Anthony LaPaglia, Don Rickles, and Chaz Palminteri. You see a lot of familiar faces in this. It's dealing, of course, with the Italian mob and stuff like that. So you're going to see a lot of, like, even Luis Guzman is in this as a cop, I think. So the guy that plays in the Addams Family show.
Oh,
yep. But you also
which
get,
show? You mean Wednesday?
Yeah.
Oh, I
so he
haven't seen
plays the
Wednesday.
father now, Gomez.
Oh, that guy. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
But you also have Angela Bassett, early role for her. Tom Savini is in here. Even Dario Argento plays a paramedic in this. And Sam Raimi as well is in here. So there's like just a lot of familiar faces in this. And it's kind of like an underrated vampire flick, but mainly because it approaches things a little bit differently than some of the stuff that we're used to. So it's also known in some regions called the French Vampire in America. It's an erotic comedy horror, which I don't know if there's much comedy in it, but I guess there could be a little bit just because of somehow, like, especially when the mobsters start becoming vampires, they get kind of stupid.
Yeah.
But it talks about a vampire who is in America, and basically she's been kind of like living off of, I guess, certain ways, criminals or whatever. She tries to go under the radar. So like she'll kill somebody and usually find another way to like cut them up to make it look like a random stabbing or something. Yeah. But her food levels are running low. And of course, I forgot there was actually a nice full-bodied nude shot of her early in this film, which was great. But she starts to run low on food, so she basically finds out that the mob is in town, and she now has a new way of kind of like because there's like a mob war. So she's going to go infiltrate that and take out some of the monsters and make it look like it's the other guys doing all the killing. That's her way of kind of staying on the radar. Now, this thing about this film too, which you probably noticed when you watched it, is the way that their eyes turn red when they're vampires, which is pretty crazy. Like that's something different, which rewatching, I'm like, man, for that time, like how they were able to do that. Cause I don't really know if it's practical effects at all. It might be CGI, early version of CGI. I don't know, but
I don't know.
To make it kind of look that good at the time that they were doing it was pretty impressive. So I don't know exactly how they got the red eye effect, but it was pretty interesting because they glow. It's not just like lenses or anything. It's like a glow.
Yeah.
So for you, like your first time, what was your first impressions of this?
It went on for a while. It seemed like, I remember only one part of this, which was the part where Don Rickles changed when I was younger. So I was like, I seen this, but I don't remember everything. And that's all I pretty much remembered. And it was a girl. And yeah, I don't know. It was an interesting approach. I was like, oh, okay, the mob. All right, we're going to turn the mob into that. That's cool. It's an idea. I like mob movies, and this group of guys, they're very typical Italian guys. But like, yeah, I mean, I was all ready for it, but then it's kind of like hit and miss here and there throughout the movie,
Yeah, I just noticed too. I might have to go back and rewatch it again too because I miss Linnea Quigley's cameo in this nurse.
Oh yeah,
Nancy
it's real quick. She's I think a nurse.
So I guess they're just kind of name dropping to give it some flair.
Yeah, they knew the movie wasn't going to be a great thing, so they had to put some names in there. Tom Savini, Sam Raimi, which is funny. He kind of like almost reprised his It looked like he was reprising his role, almost an intruder, but it was a morgue instead of a butcher or
Yeah,
whatever he was, like in
yeah.
the freezer.
But yeah, so obviously there's this. It starts out with like Chaz Palminteri's character of Tony Silva and Anthony LaPiglia. Now at the time we don't know he's a detective, but he's undercover, deep cover, portraying one of the mobsters, and so he kind of builds up this bond with Tony, who eventually goes home one night with our main girl Marie, who's a vampire, and he's taking her to, someplace to park and get their groove on. And of course, she's pretty good at convincing you. She's got that easy smile and those lovely little eyes, very innocent. She does a little innocent smile. And so she suckers him in, and she ends up, biting his neck and, pretty much drains him of blood. But then, like, she'll take a shotgun and shoot his face off to cover her tracks.
Got to make it look like the mob did it.
Kaboom! Yeah. But of course, the coroner is kind of like, well, there's no blood. Like, where's all the blood splatter and shit? Like, there's nothing here.
He's 5 quarts low.
Yeah. Yeah, that's how they pretty much go. Now, Robert Loggia, who plays Sal, he's like our main mobster guy. People recognize him a lot from Independence Day and stuff like that. He's a familiar face within the acting realm. Mm-hmm. But he looks so much younger here because you look, Independence Day was like what, 95 or 96?
Was it? I think so.
And then but this film is in 92, and he looks so much younger in this film compared to the Independence Day. So I don't know if they just gave him aging makeup or something at that time, but
maybe they had to make up, like, because he's a vampire, to make him look even younger because he is an older mob.
Yeah, that could have been it too. Because I don't know what his age. I don't even know what his age is here. I think he's passed on. But,
yeah, I think he died.
Yeah, he did. He died in 2015, so he was 85 when he died. So
wow.
Yeah, so he lived a good life.
Yeah,
and gave us some good films. So yeah, so she starts making her way through. She ends up actually because she tries to choose people that she doesn't like. So like initially she's gonna go for the detective who's undercover, but because he's nice to her, she decides she's not gonna kill him. Yeah. Instead, when Tony shows up, she's like, "Oh yeah, he's a dick. I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna eat him." So that's kind of like how she navigates herself. So she ends up hooking up with Sal, and Sal brings her back to his pad, and so she's in the midst of trying to kill him, drain him of blood, but gets interrupted by the bodyguards. And so she can she can get shot and lose blood and stuff like that. But this leads to the bigger problem is that she doesn't finish off Sal. So by the time Sal comes back from the dead, he's now a vampire himself. And so, but it takes a while for him to kind of figure that shit out too. Like this is where the comedy starts playing a factor, is that they're kind of too dumb. They don't even know what the fuck they are initially.
Yeah.
So Sal's kind of like trying to figure out like, why am I in here? What's going on? And then he has to figure out like how he has to eat. So he eats like at first he's not really eating regular, like he's not drinking blood. He's eating regular food, which isn't going to satisfy him.
Yeah.
So, and I thought it was funny though, because when he goes to, I'm trying to remember the dude. It's Don Rickles plays Manny. He's that big dude. And I've seen him in a few things, but he has like him and his wife, like he's trying to help out Sal, who's in his house. But then like Sal starts like sniffing his wife and starts like getting hungry or something. I don't know what the fuck it was, but it was just so fucking funny because like, oh God, she better run. Because like,
yeah, I was like, because you know how he is as a mobster, now as a vampire, and he's hungry. It's like, what's he gonna do now? So like the whole scene, I'm on edge, like who's getting eaten? And he starts sucking on those like raw steaks that she put in the microwave, and then it's not doing it anymore. So yes, then Manny, for some reason, smells really good.
But then you
Yes.
have like other, because like Ray, who's one of the henchmen, played by Kim Coates, who was in Sons of Anarchy, a really good actor. He's also in Last Boy Scout. Uh, after a while, Sal's like, "Well, I'm gonna start making you guys like me." So he starts biting everybody.
Yeah.
And so, and they kind of have this shit-eating grin. Like first, when they're first bit, they're like just kind of sitting there, like,
Yeah.
"Join the family." Yeah.
It's like yeah, we're gonna take over this town. The hell with this mob and that mob, and make our own. And I don't know. I don't know. I don't know if that would work. It's kind of like the
Right.
vampire, where vampires take over. Like eventually, you're gonna have to run out of blood. Of course, they
Well,
don't think that.
right. And of course, Sal, like you said, he's kind of like an arrogant dick. So like he just doesn't he thinks since he survived the girl's attack that like he obviously he knows he's a vampire at some point, but he kind of just keeps pretending like he's invincible, even at the end when
Oh,
they
that
set him on
ending!
fire and shit. And I'm like, are you just that dumb, dude?
What a dumbass!
But yeah, so the movie is pretty straightforward for the most part. I mean, basically, it's almost like an earlier version of Let Me In, only with adults. And so you have the cop who eventually figures out what she is, but he tries to protect her because he's fallen in love with her, of course. So it has a bit of that vibe in it in terms of like a plot, but even towards the end, like she's like ready to the ghost herself.
Yeah,
He's like, no, I still want some of this poo-tang. We're not doing that yet.
yeah, right. I just went through all this shit.
Yeah.
I didn't get any.
All right.
Yeah, I
He's
mean,
like,
I
you
did, but I
owe
want some
me.
more.
You owe me.
I want some more.
Yeah, but again, it's very straightforward. It is a good movie. I don't know what your final thoughts or your rating's going to be, but you can go ahead and give those. Like, it's not a super long movie, but certainly I want to hear what you thought about it and what your rating is.
Well, like I said, I thought I saw this a long time ago, and I only remember the Don Rickles part. So this fucking cat. So I'm like just waiting for that part. But like I said, I didn't remember the mob really or anything. I didn't remember anything about it. Um, I like I like the cast. I love the mobsters. They're like, real stupid. And the eyes are cool because, like you said, they turn red, but then they also turn green. And she had yellow at one point, and blue, I think. So I don't know if obviously, like, kind of like Twilight, the eyes are red, they want blood. When they're green, they're happy or calm or something like that. So like that was interesting. But I don't know how they did that with the eyes. I imagine it's some kind of just glow over, like in the 80s, how they had the lightning and shit like that. Maybe they just
Yeah, like I don't know if they were. See, it's really hard to tell because I would think that maybe it's like a lens with something glowing behind it, but it's not possible because it happens
Yeah.
so fast. Like she can just open her eyes and it's like there.
Yeah.
So I don't really know how they did that. Like I'll have to research that.
I
But
don't
that
even
was
own this movie, so I couldn't even see if they have
a bonus
behind the
feature.
scenes or anything. I could have looked online, but I didn't. I didn't think about the eyes until now. Really, to be honest, I just thought they looked
And
cool.
that's the other thing too, right? So like it's kind of kind of silly when you think about it, but so if she's making love, her eyes glow green,
Yeah.
which means it's like go. Whereas if they're red, it's stop. And so, and I just kind of put that together. It's like, green light, red light type shit going on. So when they're pissed off, you don't want them in red. You want to keep her in the green.
That's right.
Uh,
Yeah. Yeah. I'll be honest. I couldn't stand her accent. I couldn't understand her half the time.
what
I don't know. I kind of wish that what's his name, Tony, didn't get killed, because of all the mob guys, he's one of the guys I like seeing as a mobster. And he got taken out too soon. But the worst part of this movie is that ending. what the hell? Go through all that for him to, like, he sees it coming too. He's like, because that's another thing. You got constantly like, like that. And then, like, he's setting the fucking thing on fire and he sees it, he's going, and he just kind of laughs, come on. And then it like slowly goes up there. It's like Austin Powers. And then boom, and you see him burning, and it's like, okay, he's not dead. He's gonna walk out. And of course he did, and he's talking shit to them. And then he shoots him in the head and he dies. What the fuck? I would have rather him run away and like somehow put the fire out and then like, where'd he go? Part
Yeah,
2
kind of like
that never
Blade.
happened, like what the hell? That was the stupidest, like that ending pissed me off, man. But other than that, the movie was okay. It kept my attention. Yeah, I don't know. This is probably like a 5 for me, right in the middle. Yeah. I'm glad I got to rewatch it, and I don't remember it felt like it was like 2.5 hours long, but it wasn't. It was like an hour and 40.
Yeah, I thought about that too. But sometimes, like, I think I watched mine on Tubi, so whenever you have the ads, it like adds time to everything. So
Oh,
it's
I
like,
didn't watch it on Tubi.
oh, really? Yeah, I
Yeah.
did. So,
And how many times
sometimes,
do they have to play that fucking mob song? Every time they're in the limos, it's like
that was so like off the wall too.
Also, what was the point of making him an undercover cop for 5 fucking seconds? And then he shows up at the scene. And then it's like, oh, hey, this is our undercover cop. Huh? And it's like, you just fucking got him killed, man.
Right.
What the fuck?
Yes, because supposedly they would have corrupt cops and stuff too. So, yeah, I guess the idea was because he had developed this friendship with Tony,
Yeah,
that he just couldn't stay back, and so even they said that, like, you shouldn't, you're getting too deep, you're being taken off or whatever, and he's like, no.
But he could have went there as one of the mobsters and be like, fuck you pigs, this is my friend. But
Yeah.
no, he just left that rouge.
Yep, exactly. Yeah, so I still like this film, but I do know why I don't really watch it that often, because it is kind of tough to get through sometimes. But I'm still like very much interested in it as a whole, and I'm a little bit higher. I'm gonna give it a 7. Like, I still enjoy this enough to say that it's one of the better vampire films that are out there. When I see it, like, I've seen like 100 of them. So from that angle, it's still better than most, but certainly not perfect. It has its flaws, but it's okay. Like, I don't mind it really.
Good.
But give us your thoughts in the comment section if you think it's better or worse than what we feel. Tell us how you feel about it if you've seen it. Soon we'll be going to do the Ghost Dance with Mr. Tony on his channel.
Yeah.
And so we'll be able to check out episode 112 when we do that. But as always, hit like and subscribe. Please go like and subscribe to Mr. Tony the Dead. And I do not have a pick yet for next week. I'm always slacking off, but that's just how I am these days. Because I'm trying to be a little bit better picking stuff this year. If I can. We started out rough, but at least this one was a little bit more engaging and fun to watch. So thank you all for the support, and we'll see you next time on the Ghouls of Midnight here at the Metal Time Rio podcast.
Of course.